as I explained to him, you're going to generate a suspicious activity report.
No, I'm not.
He is. He is. He's already said he is. You're going to take that information. You're going to send it over to the Fusion Center. They're going to generate a report on me to Homeland Security. We end up on the terrorist watch list because we walk around and take pictures of the public.
That's exactly how it works.
How it works. I'm a Homeland Security lieutenant for the Nashville District.
Okay.
And that's not how the reports work, because I deal with them every day.
Okay.
All I'm going to do is run your name and your driver's license number to see if you have any warrants or you have anything in the computer that shows you can't be near a school. All right. If he wants to do a SAR report, let me tell you where that goes. It says on this date and time you went to a property that was state employees, schools,
I know what
and made photos. That's all it says. It doesn't go anywhere else.
What serious consequences can arise from simply filming in a public place? After being asked for identification, the cameraman escalates, arguing that being reported for suspicious activity could land him on the Homeland Security watch list or even the terrorist watch list. Is exercising one's civil rights worth such a profound risk? Join ID Refusal 101 as we dive deep into this intense argument. Thank you to the original channel for this valuable footage, and please remember to follow their work. Welcome to ID Refusal 101. We're here to arm you with legal knowledge to protect yourself. Subscribe now to know your rights and how to assert them. And now, enjoy the video.
Here's another
Hello, gentlemen. How are y'all?
I've also
Pretty
got
good.
another gentleman on the way, or another trooper. So
I'm Lieutenant Line with Highway Patrol, and you're making pictures on a state property, and we'll need to see some ID. You're welcome to make pictures.
I'm not with your CID.
I need to see your ID.
For what crime?
Identification. You're on state property, and we're allowed to ID people on state property. So I'll need to see some ID, okay?
And if we decline, you're going to ask us to leave.
That's what I'm gonna ask you for ID. Is there a reason you don't want us to know who you are?
I just like to have my privacy respected. I haven't done anything
You've come
wrong.
on
I haven't
state
broken
property.
any law,
You've come on state property, and we're allowed to ask you
which
for
is
ID.
open to the public.
Correct. But you have to be ID. So I will need to see some identification.
Tennessee is pretty much a no identification state.
We are an identification state.
We are not an identification state.
If you come on state property, we're allowed to ask you for ID.
You're allowed to ask, doesn't mean I have to give it.
So, I'm going to need to know if you have your ID. Is there a reason y'all are wanting to have a confrontation today?
We were just taking pictures of the buildings, that's
We're trying
it.
to do our job.
We're doing everything we can to de-escalate this, okay? But
There's
still
no
have our...
escalation. There's no escalation.
There's no escalation.
We're
I
just
explained
asking for ID.
It did escalate now, and now there's three of y'all.
Okay, if you let me speak.
Sure.
We just want our privacy respected. That's all.
Understand.
All right, we're not here. We're not breaking the law. We're not going into private areas. We're not here doing anything wrong. We're just taking pictures of publicly funded buildings.
And you're on state property, and we're asking for your ID. There
Again.
are things that are normal in everyday life, and there's things that are normal. As you see, the things that have happened in Texas, all law enforcement just tries to take precautions to protect everyone. The employees here, and you, us,
I don't have no FedEx
all the
packages.
citizens, we just want to have an idea. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. We try to keep the public and the citizens safe. We try to keep state employees safe. There are 2 schools here. These children, we have to try and protect them.
No, we're not taking
And
pictures
if
of
you don't
children.
want to tell us who you are, that's suspicious. I've told you who I was. It's suspicious. But there are 2 schools right here. You're right in front of one of them. The other one's right behind this building.
Okay, so what's
Those
they're not
children
marked.
are
The confrontation immediately zeroes in on the cameraman's right to ID refusal. When the officer demands identification, the sharp counter question is instantly raised: for what crime? This is the crux of the Fourth Amendment, which requires police to have either reasonable suspicion or probable cause to detain a citizen. The cameraman correctly asserts that the state is pretty much a no identification state. But while an officer is permitted to ask, legal precedent protecting ID refusal holds that simply taking pictures in a public forum is a lawful act protected by the First Amendment. The officer's persistent demand for ID merely because of the camera is a clear example of exceeding legal authority, bordering on police misconduct. Unless there is an objective basis to believe the cameraman has committed or is about to commit a crime, ID refusal is a constitutional right. Filming in public space does not constitute a crime. If you find yourself in a similar situation and are not being detained for a specific crime, Your right to ID refusal allows you to respectfully decline providing any information.
So what's a reasonable articulable suspicion that I have, or am I about to commit a crime?
I don't know that. I'd like to run your ID to see if you have any warrants, to see if there's a reason I should worry about the safety of the children in the state.
We
As
didn't
you
even
know,
know the kids are here.
nationwide,
There's
children
no-
have been
there's no
targeted
sign.
in shootings.
Right.
We don't want that to happen. You're not wanting to give us any ID, and we've got schools here with children.
Okay.
So I would really like to see your ID, please.
I'm going to respectfully decline.
Okay, sir.
I don't understand why you need to have my ID.
Because children are the utmost safety. Tennessee law enforcement across this country. They're our main
We haven't
concern.
posed any threat to them.
I don't know that you're not going to, sir. The fact that you won't give me your ID makes me think that these children are in danger.
Okay.
They are my utmost
There is
concern.
nothing here that indicate any children
I don't
were
know
here.
that, sir. I don't know where your vehicle's at. I don't know if you have.
That's
arsenal
not
in
what
there.
he
I don't
asked,
know.
though. That's not what he said.
I say there's nothing here that indicates there are children here. We had no idea there are children here.
Yes,
All
sir.
we're doing is we came over here because the clock, it says educational nutrition. We came over here because the clock is wrong. It's like kind of funny to have an education building that has the wrong time.
There's
on it.
signs all through here that say there's
We,
the schools
we
here.
came from over there.
There's signs that say this is school property.
I didn't
There are
see any
signs
sign.
all over.
I have yet to see a sign.
These children are my utmost concern.
Well,
I need
we're
to
not
see your
interested
ID.
in the kids. We're
I
here.
don't know that, sir. I don't know that you're not interested in children, but I'm worried about those children.
Okay. So
So-
that's your
We're
feelings.
not here for the kids. We're here specifically for.
Show me that you're not here for the children. Show me your ID. So
That
that I
doesn't
can
tell you
run
what
and
I'm
make
here
sure
for.
that
Right.
I can make sure you don't have warrants or there's no reason you can't be within so many feet of a school. I don't know that until I check it, sir. But
Well,
these
I don't-
children are my concern.
I don't have any warrants. I'm not wanted
I don't know
anywhere.
that, sir, because you won't even tell me your name.
So it's pretty much being guilty before, you
No,
know.
sir, it's not.
Okay.
It's being precautious because we have children that lives could be in danger. I don't know that. You won't tell me who you are.
Your lives can be in danger going to the grocery store.
But they're not going to be in danger in school grounds if we can help it. We don't want children to be in danger anywhere in this nation or anywhere in this country. And as law enforcement officers, we have a sworn oath to protect people. And we're going to do that.
Yes, you're.
All I'm asking you for is your ID.
First and foremost, your obligation to your oath is to protect my civil rights. That was the first part of the oath
And
you
it's
swore.
not illegal for me to ask you for your driver's license, sir.
All right.
I haven't broken
I'll
the
make
law
this
here.
easy. I'll make
I
this
haven't
easy
broken
for
a law either.
you. I'll make it easy. We're being detained.
I'm asking you for your license.
Am
sir.
I being detained?
I'm asking you for your license.
Okay, you're not answering my question.
I'm asking you for your
I'm going to
license.
assume that I'm not being detained and I'm just going to walk off. We'll just go on about our business and do it that way. You know, you guys get tied up here for nothing. We're not here breaking the law. We're not here to harm anybody.
I
It's
don't
a
know
public.
that.
It's a public complex. We're
Prove
just here
to
to
me
take
that you're not trying to hurt these children. I'm not here to hurt children.
Neither am I. Prove to
don't
me. You're
know
the one with
that.
the gun, not me.
Let me run your name for warrants and see if there's any reason that you can't be near a school grounds.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
I don't know that, sir.
And as I explained to
Give
him,
me the opportunity to show that.
This is the pivotal segment where the cameraman shifts to demanding the legal basis for the detention. He issues a direct challenge requiring reasonable articulable suspicion, the specific articulable facts that the Fourth Amendment mandates police must possess to justify stopping or questioning a citizen. The cameraman asserts his right with a firm respectfully decline, reinforcing his strong stance on ID refusal. Officers' actions risk creating a chilling effect where a citizen is treated as guilty before new laws simply for exercising their First Amendment right to record. This potent argument highlights the slippery slope from public protection to escalating surveillance profiles. The cameraman then reminds the officer of their obligation to your oath to uphold the Constitution. Absent reasonable, articulable suspicion, any continued detention constitutes police misconduct. This segment serves as a textbook example of maintaining ID refusal by shifting the burden of proof entirely onto the police.
as I explained to him, you're going to generate a suspicious activity report.
No, I'm not.
He is. He is. He's already said he is. You're going to take that information. You're going to send it over to the Fusion Center. They're going to generate a report on me to Homeland Security. We end up on the terrorist watch list because we walk around and take pictures of
No,
the
sir.
public.
That's exactly how it
Exactly
works.
how it works.
That's not how it works. I'm a Homeland Security Lieutenant for the Nashville District.
Okay.
And that's not how the reports work. Because I deal with them every day.
Okay.
All I'm going to do is run your name and your driver's license number to see if you have any warrants or you have anything in the computer that shows you can't be near a school. All right. If he wants to do a SAR report, let me tell you where that goes. It says on this date and time you went to a property that was state employees, schools,
I know what it
and made photos. That's all it says. It doesn't go anywhere else.
Oh, it goes a lot further than
No, it
that.
doesn't.
It does.
And you're
So-
not going on a terrorist watch list. Just let me check.
So
Just show
you're not
me
detaining
and the
us.
public
You're
and
not
all
detaining
your
us. I'm just
viewers.
going to go on about my business. Okay. I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings. That's
You
not
haven't
my
hurt my
intention.
feelings.
Okay,
I'm
that's
worried
not my
about these children, and I think the nation should be worried about these children because we don't know if somebody in a hood with glasses hiding their face.
The cameraman powerfully escalates the argument by outlining the real-world implications of police misconduct and the misuse of reporting procedures. He asserts that the action will generate a suspicious activity report, with information being funneled to a fusion center and consequently reported to Homeland Security. This is more than a minor disagreement. The cameraman is pointing out a severe threat to civil liberties. The risk of ending up on the terrorist watch list merely for the act of walk around taking pictures transforms a First Amendment protected activity into a suspicious one. When police cannot establish reasonable suspicion to break a citizen's right to ID refusal, their use of suspicious activity reports to profile citizens constitutes a blatant Fourth Amendment overreach. This segment is a sharp warning about how law enforcement may misuse national security procedures to pressure individuals who lawfully assert their ID refusal rights.
I'm not hiding my face.
You are.
I can clearly see his face.
My face is not hidden. The
That's a
hood is
neck
on 'cause
warmer.
I'm cold. I'm not from here. Okay. I let this guy take my picture.
Right.
In fact, we all did.
Group
We're
picture.
Not hiding
He
anything.
keeps running when he
He
started
didn't a
filming.
minute ago.
Yeah, he did run.
He was
from
over
the
here
camera.
with us. Hey, let me ask him. He'll
So
tell you.
why are you opposed to making? Why
I
would
want
you
my
be opposed?
privacy respected.
If you had children in that school and somebody else was here, wouldn't you want to know that we did everything possible to make sure nobody's a threat to these children?
It's perfectly acceptable to do an FI.
Yeah.
And I'll need your name and your address and your phone number and
That
your
does not.
date of birth. That's a FI. They're called field information cards, and they're field interviews, and you do get information on field interviews. And you said it's acceptable to do that, so
It's acceptable to do an
help me do
FI,
that.
but I do not have to consent to anything.
So help me do that. You said to do one.
I said it's
Oh.
perfectly acceptable. Doesn't mean I have to go along with it.
Let's talk for a second.
Alright.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, since you are refusing to follow a request, we are asking you to leave the property. So we're going to follow you to your vehicle.
Get you off our property.
Here's some more vehicles parked on the property.
So we're gonna,
All right,
we're gonna follow you off the property.
We'll escort you off the property.
That's fine. You don't even have to do that.
And
You
we're
can sit here and watch us.
gonna
We'll
tell
walk
you
straight
don't
to the
come
road.
back to these children.
I'm not interested in the
Look,
children.
we're not going to stand there all day, so you
go.
want to leave.
So,
you
let's
let's
go.
We'll go ahead and go, and that's
Let's
fine.
go.
This final segment shifts the focus from the right to ID refusal to the emotionally charged topic of children's privacy and consent. The officer pivots to an emotional tactic, expressing concern over the privacy of children. However, the cameraman sharply redirects the debate, reminding the officer of his own right to privacy. The cameraman correctly states that filming in public is perfectly acceptable to do under the First Amendment, even with children present in a public view. The key legal point here is consent. The cameraman explicitly asserts, "I do not have to consent to anything." This is the critical actionable advice for ID refusal. While police may try to use moral or situational anxiety to gain cooperation, you retain your Fourth Amendment right to decline any demand without clear legal basis. Stick to ID refusal and never volunteer to waive your protected rights. This was a textbook study in how a citizen firmly protected their right to ID refusal. Throughout the video, the cameraman consistently challenged the officer's legal basis, forcing a confrontation between the First Amendment, the right to record, and the Fourth Amendment, the requirement for reasonable suspicion. The cameraman earns an A, exhibited sharp legal reasoning, deep knowledge of their rights, and staunchly upheld the principle of ID refusal. The officer scores a D, failed to establish a lawful basis for detention or ID request, resorting to intimidation tactics involving security reports. Always remember, unless you are being detained for a specific crime, your right to ID refusal is your primary defense. Never volunteer personal information simply because you were asked. There are many more complex encounters waiting for us to break down. Do you think the tactic of threatening with the terrorist watch list constitutes severe police misconduct? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Please subscribe to ID Refusal 101 for the sharpest legal analysis. We extend our sincere thanks to the original channel for this invaluable footage. Knowing your rights isn't being difficult, it's being prepared. If this video helped you understand your legal rights, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below, tell us your story, ask a question, or suggest the next encounter we should break down. This is ID Refusal 101, where we teach the basics of your right. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.